radio show. All I've got is just for you. You ready for my beef tonight? I'm okay, just treat me right. Come in, me people, come in, me friend. What you gonna do when you come to defend? Question ask, me answer them. Wheel it up and pull it up and mash again. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Morning, friends. It's not one of our regular lives. I figured while I had like a couple of minutes, why not I kind of jump into what's going on with the lawyer situation? Because I felt like it was one of those things that we talked about and we have been talking about as to what we think is supposed to happen, what is going to happen, how things going to happen, how is it not going to happen. So I said, you know what, let me just kind of hop right into it so we can at least have some conversation about it. All right. So basically, finally we get to see exactly Anthony with his lawyer, right? And that is what is seeming to be the big deal. Good morning. I know. Don't worry if you don't get a chance to message. Don't worry. I'm only on for like 30 minutes. I can't be on for longer because I'm gonna jump off. You know what I mean? But I wanted to live react to this. Did I spell it right? Good morning. Good day. So I wanted to live react to it because we talked a lot yesterday about this. So I want us to jump into this so we get to see what the lawyers say.
Good. How are you? Good. Thank you for meeting me.
Of course.
Oh, I see you already got your coffee.
I do.
So what's going on?
What's going on? Have you heard from him?
No. But I just wanted to see, like, what is she entitled, and what is she entitled to with this divorce? I really don't know what to do.
So she's...
All right. So firstly and foremost, let me say this right off of the cuff. I still don't believe Anthony wants the divorce, but I feel like it is what it is. He's now coming to the fact that basically Amber is saying, hey, me need a divorce, and that's about it. So now he'll have to defend himself. I think that's what you're seeing with this. I don't believe it's like one of those things where him trying to be vindictive like the audience is saying. I think that he's just accepting what this is. The idea is he will have to defend himself. That's it. That's just it. I think that's what it is. And so he's going to have to defend himself. There's nothing you can do about that at all. Good morning, Goddess. Good morning, everybody.
50-50. At this point, I have not heard from her lawyer, but I just say let's wait and see. Let's wait it out. You don't have to agree to 50-50. If she wants to fight this thing, she'll probably end up running out of money. So I say we just wait it out.
All right. So he's quite diminished, him quite upset, him quite vexed. It is what it is. He's upset. The attorney in these kind of cases get paid on the back end, and a large percentage don't make a monthly fee where the client runs out of money like they do in a car accident. This makes no sense. Sometimes and sometimes not. Sometimes you can be paying sometimes you're paying a retainer. I will say that at Trapstar. Sometimes you'll be paying a retainer. I'll say that because I've been in a child custody case, and yes, the money had to be, not me personally, but someone that I know. And they had to keep paying monies. They had to keep putting monies inside of the funds for the lawyer. They do take that payment up front because the idea is this. Yes, say thank you very much, Evan. The attorney did tell us she had to pay bi-weekly as well. Yes, because the attorneys have to prepare papers. They have to send servers out. They may have to send emails. They're going to charge you for that. So it's not necessarily the back end that they do all of this. You're going to be paying a lot of that money up front. So she is right on that as far as that is concerned. That piece I do know.
Wait it out. Like, you think that's a good idea? Like, but 50-50, you gotta understand, like, I've amassed everything by myself. She hasn't even really contributed to anything as far as finances. If anything, she's been more of a liability. Is she still entitled to 50%?
She could get more. Anthony,
All right.
based on everything that you've done.
All right, leave it right there, so now I think we're settled with this now. So this is the deal. Charmaine and a lot of other people yesterday talked about the whole idea. Charmaine, this was a question I think has been answered for all of us, me included, right? Because I kept asking the same question you're asking. I just had to go off of what the storyline was giving me. The storyline was trying to say that Amber basically, what you call it now? As far as the divorce is concerned, Amber had just left it go and just say, you know what? I'm going to finish the court case in itself. It seems like she has not finished the case, Charmaine. So yesterday when I said I think she finished the case based on what they gave us, right now they're playing that in other words, they've reopened whatever is there. So because of how the lawyer is talking, again, me no know, these are just the stories. Because of how the lawyer is talking, they're making it seem as though they're going to put everything in it, including the baby situation and the Shayla situation. They're going to dump that inside of the case in itself. And if that is the case, then that means the case was not over. That's what they're trying to say to us. If that's what they're saying. Let me get some comments. He's such a lie. His attorney's gonna drop him once she sees that he has hidden money. No, she's not. She's just going to she just wants to know the truth so she can think there him. So no, she's not gonna drop him. That attorney's, please, and attorneys defending guys who murder people. Come on now. People who get rid of people and unalive people, trust me. She's not gonna drop him. Believe me. But Amber's lawyer did mention that Anthony could pay the lawyer fees as a part of the agreement. Yes, but she's going to, yes and no. Okay, she can ask for attorney fees. Will she get it? I don't know. The point of the matter is, if it draws out, if the story, like if the case is being drawn out, you're going to have to pay those lawyer fees. But if y'all don't think so, all right, maybe we'll have a different case. I can't wait until the attorney finds out he's hiding money. Even if she finds out that she's just going to find a way to work certain pieces. He is still concerned with his money. I pray that Brit come back. I paid my own divorce attorney, but gave her the evidence she needed to my divorce. Correct. This is somebody tell you that them pay them own attorney fees. So in other words, that's kind of what I was trying to allude to. That it is a part of what's there. Somebody said liability. Wow. The liability comment is about she didn't make financial contribution. It doesn't mean that she's less than he is. The lawyer didn't say if that amount pertained to her to before or after. That's correct. Somebody else says he will pay for the attorney fees if the judge rules in Amber's favor. That's not how it works. If the judge said that he need to pay the attorney fees, but nonetheless, there will be fees to pay it, friends. There will be fees to pay it. There will be fees to pay. You have to pay the attorney something. Or you think the attorney going to say things? Yes, the attorney just wants to know the truth so she can defend his property and not have any surprises from Amber's side. Amber's business is going to come out as well. Yes. Thank you very much, Miss T. So this thing of thinking that because him have money and him hiding it, the lawyer not going to defend him, that's false. Me know that one for sure that's false. Come on. Lawyers defend all sorts of people. Let's keep going.
I'm going to try and keep it at 50-50. So, but don't worry. Don't worry.
So you saying that just wait it out. Eventually she'll run out of money, and then what?
Yeah. Court delays, everything that could take it, longer. She'll probably run out of money, but then she'll want to walk away with something, right? Maybe she won't get 50-50, but she says, you know what? I'm tired. I don't have the money to keep paying my lawyer. Give me 25%.
25% even, that's, but 25 is better than 50.
Yeah.
So I think I was correct. We were correct. This is what I was trying to explain to people when people say 100%. Listen to that portion right there. So with Anthony. What did I try to tell y'all, guys? I told y'all that if it was 25% she asked for, chances are she would have gotten it. Is the 50% is the challenge. There you go. Now you see what O'Neal was saying when he talked about this money. You see what I'm saying now? So the people who said 25 and we said 30, those percentages are better than the 50. That's kind of what I was trying to show y'all. Him no one give away 50% of his money. That's exactly what I was showing y'all. See? Look at his reaction to the 25%. Him say even that is better than the 50. Because for him dealing with but he says even that, look at his reaction, Marian West. You have to look on him reaction. You want to look on him reaction. That's what you want to look on. That is telling you he's willing to make a deal at 25%. May I tell you, Anthony's a businessman. He don't want to give a 50%, but look at his reaction. Let me show you him reaction again so you see it. Because I don't want us not to be looking at the reaction. You have to understand negotiations, friends. Look on the reaction.
But then she'll want to walk away with something, right? Maybe she won't get 50-50, but she says, you know what, I'm tired. I don't have the money to keep paying my lawyer. Give me 25%.
25% even, that's, but 25 is better than 50.
Do you see that? That is him saying, if y'all know, if maybe we don't realize negotiations. If I come into a negotiation and I get you to get to this place, the chances are you'd give up the 25%. It's negotiation. In reaction is just saying, boy, it's 25, but you know what? The 25 better than the 50. I'd prefer to. That reaction says to me as a negotiator, he would prefer to give up 25% than to give up the 50%. And that was what I was trying to explain to y'all. That for Amber, this is for Anthony, this is a negotiation. He's treating this as a negotiation. Him have an issue with the 50. But that's what it is. Let me read y'all's comments. Let me read y'all's comments. I'm reading the comments. Money Law says she did everything. The fact that she did everything she said got her karma in the back. Cool with Shayla, but trying to take his money. She's going to win big. Trust because Wayne caters to women. The law said she can get 50%. The law says she can get more than 50, Charmin. So there's something called equitable distribution in Georgia. So she can get way more than that, in other words. That's what this lawyer is coming up now to say, that she can get way more than that. Well, makes sense. Make sure you give her extra, what is it? Kibble then? All right, cool. I think the 25% is fair. That's fair, the 25%. Tina, laughing Tina. His reaction to the 25 is that it's better than 50. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Too bad they didn't keep Brittany. Could have not still. Too bad Brittany could not still be his lawyer. I would go with the 25% on the restaurant. Money Law, she tricked him. Seriously, I agree with you on that on Shayla, but Amber Anthony wanted her. Okay, O'Neill, this is personal law. We went from 50 to we want 50 from little uncles. Me know say that's what it is. I know it's personal. Me know say it's personal. By the way, I'm only on for a little while, but let me say things. I respect you, O'Neill, but Anthony doesn't even want to give Amber 25%. You have to look at the reaction, Erin Mack. He's saying even 25 is better than 50. That means that he has conceded the 25. Him just don't want to concede the 50. You may read this in a negotiation tactic, friends. It's negotiation. If you're saying 25 is better than 50, you're saying I'm willing to give up the 25%. If he didn't want to give up 25%, he'd be saying I don't want to give up 25%. That is what it looks like. If he never wanted to give up 25, if him not willing to give up the 25%, he would not even comment on it. That's what that looked like in a negotiation. He would have given you a number. That's why I mean I think you're right on what you're saying, but nothing wrong with what you're saying. Only always backing. I'm not backing Anthony, friends. I'm not. I'm not, friends. I'm just we're arguing what we are seeing in front of our screen. Come on now, friends. Amber will never agree. And that will create more things. He doesn't want her to have anything at all. It's diabolical, especially after everything that has transpired. I don't think him don't want her to have anything. He is having issues with the portion. Anthony wants her to have something, but he has issues with the portion that she's getting. That's what he's saying. That is not going to happen because she's going to hold out for the 50%. Let's see. Now, let us see how bad she wants her freedom. That's the question, Big Mama. I think 30% plus the restaurant is a fair settlement. And if she said that, she probably would have gotten it. That's what I'm trying to explain to you because of what the lawyer's telling him right now. How can he say that? I don't know. I'm saying that, she can get more money. Yes, she can. That's what the lawyer's saying now. The lawyer's probably is saying, based on what Charmian said yesterday, because the case is still open. That's basically what they're playing to us. We have to go with what I'm saying. They're saying she can even get more than a 50. That's what they might try to say. Okay, that's what the lawyer is saying. He called her a liability. Yeah, he must say she's more of a liability because she costs him more money than anything else. Take 60%. Well, that is if she can hold out. That's what I'm saying. 25% for the length of the time. She needs more than that because of his conduct during the marriage and the baby. Hey, I'm not arguing with none of what y'all are saying. I'm just giving you what I think him. I think he's hiding assets and she's going to find out. That's a piece. Brittany would got 90%. Maybe. Let's see. Amber would have accepted less had Anthony negotiated with her, but instead he decided to lie and hide money. That is true, Candy. No, una hit the nail on the head. Yes, this is a man you have to treat him like you have to deal with him in a business way. Because if you don't, that's how him talk. Anthony speaks in business terms. You know, not grasp what I'm saying. He speaks in business terms. That's why him speak. That's why him talk. Kai will come back into the divorce, and they will have to do a DNA. And now we will see Angelina reaction. That's interesting. If the baby comes back up, interesting. If the baby comes back up, they could say maybe you could have the Kai issue happening. So that makes sense. Let me give it a little more roll.
Okay. All right.
Now, are you ready to get started? Because I still need you to pay the $7,500 retainer.
All right.
Got it?
Let's get started.
Let's get started.
Yep. So, what do you need for me to do on my end?
Okay, so you'll need to sign the representation agreement.
Okay.
I'll send you the link for the retainer, and then we'll start getting some documents in play that we're probably going to use as exhibits in case we go to court or mediation.
All right, so there we go. So what I would say is like Miss T said, him need to disclose everything to the lawyer so she can defend him properly, because if he doesn't do that, that will be a problem for him. Anthony most definitely is a liability, and Amber definitely is most a liability. Them no want to hear that to the money law. Them are going to take you on this morning. Don't like Anthony. Miss T, I agree. If she asks for 25%, he would have tried to give her 10%. Anthony's not wanting to negotiate at all. He does. But how you negotiate? If you notice, what just happened to him just now is this. Him lawyer just told him she could get the 50%. And then what happened to him after that? Maybe 25. What did he, look how quickly he conceded, friends. When someone concedes very quickly in a negotiation, look how him lawyer negotiated and look how quickly he conceded. When someone negotiates this quickly, it tells you what you need to know. They will negotiate with you. Amber just didn't want to negotiate with him. That's what it was. Take it all, Amber. Take everything. Anthony is in denial. He was, but he's not right now. Amber deserves 50% no matter what. Well, her accounts will be factored in the equation also. The restaurant may also be on the table. It will be. Everything will come out on the table right now. The court is going to give Amber more because of Kai cheating. Let's see. Amber said in therapy that she all she wanted was bar 44 and her house. She wanted to part as friends. She wanted to part as friends, but nope. Anthony wanted to play games. Yeah, well, Candy, the only thing I would say to this when you say him play games is that he also saw her being buddy with Shayla after saying she forgave Shayla. So that's why he was playing all of those little games. That's the deal. No, he was hesitant on the 25. If you watch what was going on, Janet, I'm not saying him might not be a little bit hesitant, but the point of the matter is he would have accepted the 25 over 50. So in other words, if I can get you to a position, this is how negotiation work. If I can get you to even say yes to one piece of the puzzle, it means that I've gotten you to a place where we can agree, where we can negotiate. If he wasn't negotiating at all, he would have said him don't want to lose none of his money. That is what no negotiation means. Minister tell you all that, so I understand that. O'Neill, he doesn't even really feel she deserves 25%. He just said 25 is better than 50. Right. That's correct, Miss T. So yes, he not feel she deserve it, But he's willing to give it up because the truth of the matter is the 25% better than the 50. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm really saying, on the right, Yes, I'm hesitant, but he's willing to give up the 25%. That's what I try to explain to y'all. So in other words, you put him into a place where we actually make a deal. That's what I'm saying to y'all. If they were to come tomorrow and tell him, say, you know what, Anthony, if his lawyer went over there and she said she would accept the 25, you'd give it to her. Because the lawyer now has told him, hey, she could get 50. So if it's 50 or it's 25, this is the deal. That's what they're saying. That's what I'm trying to say, friends. I want Darren to take 100%. I want 75%, not because he just said she's a liability, which is wrong. That's why. It's not easy, When I really something else. Amber works. She is not laying on her back. Amber makes more money for the household. No, she doesn't give Anthony the money for the household. So stop this. Anthony pays most of the bills, friends. Yes, Amber had a time when she, as Charmin rightly put it, and the lawyers put it, she stepped in. But ever since then, Anthony is the one that has been footing the bill. Stop saying that. The money for the household thing don't work. Amber money go in her pocket. Let's be very, very clear with that. Outside of that little time that we're talking about, Amber's money goes into her pocket. Amber wasn't a liability. Are you kidding me, Anthony? She helped you when that's what you guys can speak to. Yes, you are correct. In at the time when he did need the assistance, she helped him out. But since then, he's been paying. So you can't say basically, she have work, and when she works, she carrying back money. Not really. Not so. I hope Anthony and his attorney are wrong and she won't run out of money. I hope that she's funded to the end. The lawyer is wanting Amber to run out of money while lining her pockets. Well, it's a tactic. Tambam, it's a tactic. It's a tactic. The tactic is, yes, to get your opponent to run out of money. It's just a tactic. So Amber doesn't deserve anything for the infidelity, baby, and hiding the money. That's what he's thinking. She not deserve that. In other words, him think she must get, like someone said yesterday, 2% or 1%. That's what it's seeming like Anthony's saying, which is wrong as well. Too. I'm not saying it's right, it's wrong. Anthony's not willing to part with anything up front. He's shown us time and time again that he always makes bad situations worse. He is. At this point, he is. Yes, I'm going with 100%. She fight too long, she will lose money. Anthony went broke, and both of them rebuild. Anthony went broke and he had to rebuild the money, friends. Let's call a spade a spade. Menasa should not put in anything, but don't make it seem as though she's paying the bills every single month. She's not. Anthony pays the bills. Isn't that what them been telling us? Not that them are telling us that she have a rich man. Come on now, friends. Which is it? Is Amber supporting him or him supporting Amber? Which is it? People forget that the marriage is a contract sanctioned by the state. Divorce is a business transaction once the marriage is broken. Correct. Take 90%. I want the judge to give her 75%. Payment upon settlement. Attorneys often get paid at the end when the assets are sold or divided. If the settlement takes time, lawyers may request interim fees to be paid by the wealthier spouse. Yes, but the lawyer for Amber said she will be paid on a bi-weekly basis. That's what she said. There's going to be a long and drawn out. Could be. Absolutely can be. Her lawyer says that she will be paying bi-weekly. That's what her lawyer says, love. That's what her lawyer said. I know we have said this. What her lawyer said. Amber most definitely deserves something for all that she has done to him. But it's because Amber did just as much. The fact that they weren't married plays a role, though. She finessed the system like crazy. The fact that they were married. Okay? Now, if they find the money he hid, it will be more. And if they find the money she's hiding, it'll be different as well, too. Because they're going to check both accounts. But if they go to that. These writers would never go do that to Shayla. Well, we don't know if not going to happen to her. She might get the money. She might get the money y'all are asking about. I say that there will be no divorce, just my opinion. Kai have to do another DNA test. I think so. I think the court would order a DNA test. I think so. Let's not bring up who is Kai's dad again. That it might come up. No, O'Neill. Shayla is the biggest liability. Shayla is a liability, but this now is between Amber and Anthony. So that's the question them ask. Y'all are focusing on the length of the marriage and not taking into account the conduct of the marriage. Remember what marriage is and what represents and matters. You are correct. The conduct, it does matter. It does matter. It does matter as well. Remember, O'Neill, I just went through a divorce. I know exactly how it goes in court. You never start with a lower number. It's ridiculous to even think that. Right. You are correct, Miss Fatal. If you looked at one of my videos, I did say that she's correct to ask what she asks for. In other words, meaning, even though I'm say, hey, the 25%, the 50% enough, she has to. I did say that in another video because I said it's called negotiation. You must ask for a high number. So when you come out for the high number, the other number looks better. In other words, if Amber asks for 90% of what Anthony has, then the lawyer may say to Anthony, well, you know what, Anthony, you know what? Better we try to go for 50-50. 50% is better than 90%. Guess what? You're liable to take that deal because it makes more sense for you to take the deal, right? Because it's better for me to lose 50% than lose 90%. So yes, you are 110% correct. I'm not even telling you say you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. You know, I'm just calling what we see. But I'm just showing you what just happened just now. In other words, he would concede to the 25%. It's just that he has to see it against something else, which she did the right thing by going for 50. That's what you have to do first. So when you do that, then that way it gets you to where you want to get to. That's all I'm saying. Anthony was never a father of Kai's baby, of baby Kai. Shayla was already pregnant. Amber can stand on her own regardless. Exactly, Nadine. Don't give her anything, Anthony. Good afternoon, friends. Thank you, Brittany. I'm reading y'all's comments. Give her 100% of everything. O'Neill, we're on our way to Atlanta. That's it for dear Anthony. Amber should get everything. Let's see. I wanted to take everything. Eslin, they want to take everything based on Kai's birthday conception. We have been the first week in December, and Shayla's seduced Anthony on at the start of January. I guess that's what you're saying. Okay. J-Dub, don't start. I hope Amber gets it all. She's going to get something. At this point, she's going to get, if she can stick it out, she will get something. That's for sure. She's going to get something. Anthony is a liability to himself. Everything he's lost has been because of his own dumb decisions. He lost $2 million, decided to dig deeper in a hole with Shayla, and decided to hide money. Yes, Candy, you are correct. Anthony is also a liability to himself. Everything him just said a while ago about Amber is true within himself. Anthony is a liability to himself. That is true. Anthony, I can agree with you on that. Anthony is a liability to himself. 110%. I agree with you 110%. So don't think O'Neill agree with you. Just leave him with his little ankles. I want Amber to get 50%. How are you doing this morning, Angela Phillips? I hope you're feeling much better. Better and better each day. She needs 20% because she let him slide the first time. But the lawyers telling him to wait, but his pocket is going to feed it because he has to pay her bill. Yes, but they're playing a game, and some of the times you have to play the game. That's what the lawyer is saying to him. Hey, if he pays, okay, put it this way, Angela Atkinson. Let's say he pays $50,000 in court fees, and he waits and Amber accepts 25%. It still would be equate to being better than if him don't wait, right? And then Amber gets 50%. Better deal. So that's why, even though it might look like she's draining him, it's which one you prefer to take. Which are the lesser ones you prefer to take? That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Women really view divorce as a way to punish men. They do. That's why you need to sign a prenup. That's what I told you what I learned from all of this. I wouldn't be surprised if Brittany does show back up. The viewers are saying it over and over again. Maybe Wayne will listen to that. I think them said she's gone away and she's, she might not be able to shoot. So what would be the proper compensation if the roles were reversed? If Amber was cheated on Anthony and was a devoted husband, most of the women them say them wouldn't get into it, Blackaroni. So I think the lesson to us men is, again, moral of the story, when you have a lot of money as a man, you need to sign a prenup. That's the moral of the story I'm gonna get from the ladies then. Angela Phillips, I agree. I want her to get 50%. Moral of the story, Amber played the game smart and Ant played it dumb. That is the moral of the story. Got your money, land. That's what I say. So the truth of the matter is, the person who said Anthony is also dumb for the things that he has done, you are 110% correct. A fool and his money shall part. That's true. But only remember, he get her 30 days to sign the... Yeah, but if the lawyer responds, then that doesn't matter. Once your lawyer responds, that does not matter. Once the lawyer responds, that changes everything. The 30 days is 30 days to respond. That's what it is. So thank you very much for joining the channel. As it Jermaine, is that what it is? Jermaine Sutherland. Thank you very much for joining the channel. Thank you for becoming a member to the channel. Thank you very much. So let me run this real quick. So it gives him 30 days to respond. If he responds within the timeline, then the case begins. What you're talking about is if him don't respond at all, meaning him don't say anything, he doesn't respond to the claim, him don't do any of those things, then the court would go ahead and do whatever it is. But if his lawyer now responds and says, well, we're going to fight this case, that is a different story. It now goes into mediation and it goes into court and all them kind of stuff there. What you're talking about was something different. I commented 100 times for Amber to do a post-nup before taking Anthony back. A post-nup? But you're not going to lose anything. I mean, listen to me. Her post-nup don't even matter. I'm not even an Amber super fan because of the many choices that were just made. Because of her many choices that were made are just wrong. But Amber deserves 50% minimum. And he needs to stop hanging out with Shayla. That's correct. Both of them, you know what? It is what it is. The ladies thought they had an easy case and Anthony wasn't going to respond. Right, so he's responding now, ladies. It's not going to be an easy case. It's going to be drawn out. Well, friends, I have to run. Me tell you, it's just like impromptu short, but me love y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much for coming up. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna run out. I have a little meeting I'm gonna jump to. I'm gonna talk to y'all soon. The moderators will be on later. We can discuss this. I'm gonna talk to y'all soon. Have a wonderful evening. Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. Enough love.
Welcome to the audio show. All I've got is just for you. You ready for my beef tonight? I'm okay, just treat me right. Come in, me people, come in, me friend. What you gonna do when you come to defend? Question ask, me answer them. Wheel it up and pull it up and mash again.